welcome to Ball Over Passion podcast. Today, we've got a lot of things coming. Actually, it's not as organized as you think. We don't actually have anything planned, but let me introduce TK,
Yo, just chilling.
Curran,
Hey guys, just a nice relaxed one today.
A1,
Yeah, what's going on? What's going on?
and myself, Z. We're actually missing a member, George. Unfortunately, he couldn't be here due to personal reasons, but he's going to be in our thoughts. And yeah, let's go. So today there was two games in the Euros. England versus who did England play?
Croatia.
England played Croatia, and the score was 1-0. And Austria played North Macedonia. Let's start with the England game. What did you guys think of the performance?
Well, the thing is, with that performance, it was sort of like, okay, like, yeah, it was. They had periods where they played well. Like that first 20 minutes, the pressing was insane. Like they went full out. They were like, we're at Wembley. This is our game. We're going to do this. Let's go. And Foden started great, hit the post. But then it's sort of just like, it kind of, as a lot of football games go, it goes into a rhythm where you go, well, one team's going to start attacking, the other team's going to sit back. And it sort of went back and forth for a bit. And then you just think that it was a bit of a meh game. It wasn't sort of like intensity all the time. It was sort of in and out, pockets in and out. I think both teams kind of feel each other out, and it was that sort of game.
The lineup was mad though. You can't lie. When you saw that lineup, how the hell did we bring two or three left backs to the Euros, and then we end up playing Kieran bloody Trippier? For me, when I saw that, I was just
don't know, man.
What's going on in Southgate's mind?
I had Shaw in my fantasy team. I was like, well, what's going on?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
He should have at least, if he was going to play someone who doesn't naturally play left back, should have played at least Saka, because Trippier offered barely any width.
He did it for defensive reasons. He didn't want anyone to get exposed on the right, because I think the Croatia have two. They got Rebic and Perisic on either side, and they always switch. They always do that. So he probably wanted that extra defensive guy back there, and he wanted, because I think Chilwell and Shaw they
bomb forward.
They bomb forward. They play very high up. So he probably wanted Trippier there, but still, I didn't get it, because whenever Trippier went forward, he always had to cut back on his right, and then the move would break down. The move would just break down. It just wasn't balanced.
He was always cutting in. Sterling was always cutting in. Mount was always cutting in. So everyone on the left was not offering that much width.
Yeah, I know.
So unbalanced, man. Honestly, it looks so unbalanced. And it looks so unbalanced. And when I was like looking at the bench, I was looking at the options. I was like, a few tweaks could have just changed the whole balance of the team. But Southgate would miss the galaxy brain on his head. He wouldn't have done it. And he didn't. So,
and he needs to tell Kane to stay up.
Go on.
That's
how the game went.
No, Kane is taking the mick right now. He's playing deep defensive midfield to progress the ball when you've got Mount. Sterling comes inside, and who's the other guy on the wide? Foden. Yeah, they all like to come inside. So you've got enough players between the lines. Why is Kane dropping deep? I don't know what he's doing there, but
he doesn't need to.
He doesn't need to. You just stay on the edge of the penalty box and just poach. That's all he needs to do.
It's almost like we had 3 DMs at one point. It was just why? What's going on?
Yeah, Kane was removing the focal point. He was removing himself.
What they should have done was they should have dropped Phillips deeper, so that they can move the ball more quickly. That's what they should have done through the pitch, through the lines. Because basically Declan Rice, I thought he had a decent game, but he wasn't very vertical. So England took ages to get the ball to the last third. I think after the first 25 minutes, so that's why the game kind of fizzled out. And Croatia didn't do much at all. Like they were very, very poor.
I want to
The
give props to
midfielders-
Phillips, though. Phillips was
Phillips was.
Yeah, that's what I was
very
going to
good
say.
indoors today. Kovacic was bad.
Kovacic and Brozovic, both of them had
Oh,
terrible games.
and they're
Brozovic
so rated.
he was chasing shadows for the whole game. He made too many fouls. He got pickpocketed on the ball as well. I think he was rubbish.
It was just like, well, why? It's just Calvin Phillips literally manned them every time. Every time Kovacic or Brozovic got the ball, Phillips was there. Like, what's up?
He's a pressing machine. He's a pressing machine. Like
Seriously.
He's come out the Bielsa class of just physical dominance.
He didn't stop running. He was pressing.
Muscle use.
Even to like 85 minutes. 85 minutes.
Oh.
I'm seeing this guy running and just chasing every single ball down.
And the thing is, right? I was a bit like, Calvin Phillips, really? I understand the thinking, but do you want to be that defensive? And then he just showed up, and he was a man.
It worked because
it
guys
worked.
dropped deep to help him build up. And Calvin Phillips had enough energy to run around the whole midfield.
He just attacked pressing triggers all day, every time. Every time he saw someone with even just a little bit of hesitancy on the ball, Calvin Phillips.
He
There,
was everywhere.
everywhere.
That Croatian midfield, he doesn't have the legs that he did 4 years ago or 2 years ago. So I don't know, man. When I was just looking at the team, I just thought Southgate probably paid a bit too much respect to Croatia. I mean, I think even if we put our attacking players against that team, I think we would have blitzed them, honestly. But
they lost legs in Rakitic and Modric, but Brozovic had the most.
Yeah, I saw.
Ground cover.
Brozovic shouldn't be struggling with legs at his age. He's in his prime.
He had the most ground covered in Serie A this season. So
he plays as lone DM.
Yeah,
Plays lone DM. Yeah.
But when I saw Perisic getting outrun by Stones, and Stone wasn't even sprinting, I was like, okay, this team, they have aged quite a bit.
This is another thing I want to talk about is, guys, the amount of stick I've seen Sterling get after he's scored a goal, made intelligent runs all game. I think it's ridiculous. When you have Stones literally, he had a mid game. Same with Walker. Walker first half.
Walker was awful, man.
Yeah, I hate that my next
He was awful.
Walker,
On the ball anyway.
On the ball, Walker. The amount of times I saw that man put a pass in the touch, I was like, for God's sake.
He had too much energy.
It was
he
was nervous.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. It was very weird.
I thought Sterling, either one of Sterling or Rashford always have to play for England.
Exactly. Yeah.
They always have to. For me, Sterling always plays. Sterling always plays. He's always stretching that back line. He's dropping inside. He's dropping outside. He's on the ball. He's on the counter attack. He's always going to be a problem, and he's going to always. And that defense, it's not the quickest. Vrsaljko, Vida, these guys are not very. These guys are low block defenders. They're not very good at covering space and runners. So Indian, I thought the problem I think England had today, which I think might be a problem later on, is if they need to move the ball more quickly through midfield. I think again, that's what I'm saying. Maybe move Phillips more deeper because he was playing as an 8 today. He was playing like box to box. So I think maybe move him deeper. Maybe even move Rice further up. Maybe if you want someone to press.
One of the two.
Because Phillips is much more vertical. He moves the ball really, really quickly, into the striker.
That's what Leeds are.
Yeah, because Leeds are. That's Leeds. That's Leeds football. Yeah. So I think, but he's earned his place in the team now. He can't be dropped. Yeah. So now, what are you going to do with Henderson? I think Henderson should play, but
Henderson is. I'd rather him come back fully fit. So it just gives an excuse to be like, okay, I'll play Calvin next game.
Like this, you don't need Henderson like that.
I think Henderson should play, but who do you drop? You can't drop Rice. He's the only natural defensive midfielder, and he does cover very well. I think, I think he's going to stick to the same team pretty much.
No, I don't think he can play Henderson. Honestly, that would be a massive debt on the team. And look, I think I'm actually scared when Maguire comes in as well, because if Stones and Mings just like end up forming a partnership, and then you bring a Maguire in, you don't know. Man.
Yeah, I don't think he should play, man. He's not fit. He's not fit. He's not gonna be fit unless you can give him the next 2 games against Scotland and Czech. Then don't play him because he's not gonna be fit. And I don't rate Mings at all, but he had a good game today.
In terms of his fitness, so it's a high ankle sprain with Maguire that he sustained in early May. I think it was like May the 10th, something like this. So realistically, it should be about 10 days ish from now that he should be fully fit.
So that's not.
That's not. Yeah, you can't play this guy who's just come back, who's not even very fast himself. Back against, I think England, if they play someone in the group of death, if I'm not wrong. If they go through,
they have to play the second of Portugal's group if they win.
That's madness.
They're probably going to be playing Portugal or Germany. So
that's madness. You can't drop Maguire. I don't trust Mings at all. But
seriously,
you can't go Maguire.
Because with Phillips,
the amount of times I saw Mings just like shielding the ball to go out of play, and he's just like he's like on the edge of messing it up. He's close.
Too rash. He had a good game today. I have to give him credit. He actually played well, but he's too rash. He
played better than Stones today.
I don't think either will even test it, if I'm going to be honest.
No, they weren't.
Croatia, they put Rebic up front and they put Kramaric out wide.
Where was Orsic?
I don't know.
He was on the bench.
He played Kramaric. I thought Kramaric was going to play 9. He's good. He's a good.
And a Rebic on the right.
Striker. He's a decent striker. He drops deep a lot. So I thought Rebic was going to be on the other side. I've given width for like coming inside and combining and. No, he got it wrong completely.
Like if you for example with that, the other thing is, did you? I don't know if it was just me. Did you notice they didn't really have any width, like at all?
They had no width at all.
Vrsaljko was there with, and he's
very narrow.
Vrsaljko, this guy, he's not very. He's a low block defender. This guy, he's like a very deep defender. He's not a very good offensive fullback. That's why. Atletico Madrid got rid of him and got in Trippier instead, who's not even that great himself, but he gives width, a lot more width.
I mean, they're thinking of selling Trippier now, maybe even getting Bella in it. So
15
it's not like they value that right back position very much.
I mean, they play. Their fullbacks give all the width, Atletico Madrid, because their wingers come inside all the time.
Yeah,
that's what they do. Because they play 4-4-2, right? So
and then they changed to like 5-3-2.
Yeah, Atletico Madrid are
Simeone doesn't
strange
care.
team.
He does not care. He will set up and just be like, you're not getting through. Don't care. Just don't care.
But I think with Henderson, he shouldn't come in, because if next game Phillips get dropped, what did that tell the whole squad? You can be man of the match, and a bigger name will come and take your spot. He should not.
He won't do it. He won't do it because Phillips played too good to get dropped. He's not going to get dropped. He's going to go with the same team, I think, in my opinion. Or he'll just take out Trippier and put in someone more offensive like a Shaw or a Chilwell at left wing. I think the front three will stay the same.
Mount was good.
I think, Mount will always play under South, and he deserves to. He's brilliant. He's brilliant.
Foden had a good first half.
I'm confused. Isn't Sancho going to get a game? Because today he wasn't in the squad. What happens next?
He wasn't even on the bench. Yeah.
I think Sancho. I think that's just a feeling. I think Sancho will start. If England win the next game, I think Sancho and Saka will start the last game.
Yeah.
Or he'll play Grealish. I don't think Grealish will start the next game either. I think he's going to keep Sterling on the left. He's going to have Mount in the 10. And I think Foden will play right. Or he's going to bring in Rashford. Or he's going to bring in Rashford. If he wants to.
That's such a Southgate move.
He won't play Saka. He won't play Saka or Sancho in
to the third game,
on the right. He won't play them. No. It just won't happen. Seniority. It's not going to happen. He's going to even today. Even today, he brought on Rashford to play on the right. I'm not that's not something I would have done anyway.
He's
Or move
horrific.
Rashford to the left.
But by the way, I'm trying to remember, who did he bring in to replace Trent?
True.
He brought Ben White.
Ben White. Exactly. Like, why are you bringing more defenders? Like, what are you doing, man? What's going on?
I think that was a logical change. To be fair, that was a logical change because
Lingard didn't come, did he?
No, he's not here.
Okay.
For me, right, I think he needed another striker because when Harry Kane was down, I was thinking, oh crap, there's only Dominic Calvert-Lewin on the bench, and then what happened after that?
Should have brought England down.
I think he trusts Rashford up front. I think he trusts Rashford as a third choice striker, which I don't agree with, but that's what he's gonna do.
That's what he's gonna do. Yeah.
He loves names. That's what he loves, names and experience. So players like Trippier will always get in his squad. Walker, Rashford,
like even Mings and Cody, they're there for leadership. That's why they're there. Because they're the captains of their clubs. They're the captains of their clubs.
I would have taken Concert over Mings.
He's a better defender for sure, but I think overall, I'm not too fussed about the squad right now.
They can still win with this squad, 100%.
They should at least get to the semis. That team should not. That team is the second best in the competition, in my opinion.
Yeah,
second best.
If they get through that second round, then I see them going to the final. But that second round is what's going to decide it. They're either going to get bounced out in the second round, or they're going to go to the final, and then who knows what's going to happen.
They could smash Portugal.
They're in the hard side of the draw. They're in the hard side.
It's that one
like
game.
for example, Belgium have got the easier side. I think Belgium should go to the semis.
They should, but they could face Italy.
I think they'll get bounced by
Italy, and then one of them two will go far, I think.
I think
there's not much between them.
Yeah, my semis are still France versus Italy and England versus, I think it's like Switzerland or something like this, because of the way the group.
The group. Yeah, I haven't done the bracket, because a lot of it depends on the draw. That's what.
Because I'm just I'm remembering the bracket that I've done in my head. I think it's something like Switzerland or like
Switzerland or Poland.
Or Poland, I think one of those.
And then England or Portugal versus one of them.
That's what I'm saying. So if it's England versus Portugal, if they beat Portugal in that game, then I can see them. The pathway is pretty clear to get to the final. But that Portugal game is like they should be winning it. They should be winning it, but Ronaldo.
I think if they play like they did today, I think the team is. I think I'm much more confident than I was before the game started today. Although,
same.
Yeah. Like because I don't think they played great. I think they were good for 25 minutes, but I think after that they were more solid, more than anything. But I thought the structure of the team, the build up, the press, it was good.
I didn't expect what he did with Rice. I didn't expect it for South. And
they built up. It was slow, but there's a structure there. They're very solid. They didn't look like conceding one chance today. They were very, very solid today. So, and that takes you far in international tournament.
The other thing is that with the way it's panned out, is it's going to be good. The one thing it is going to be good is that they've set up in this 4-2-1 for finally they've set up in.
I told you he's going forward the back.
I know. I'm so happy that he did. Because
he changed it.
I had no faith in this guy.
It's because he has so many attackers. He can't just play 3. He needs to have 4 of them all playing at the same time. Otherwise, he's not. Yeah, he's got too many attackers to play 3 at the back.
Yeah, and them 10s that he brought, Rice, Mount, Grealish. No, not Rice, Mount, Foden, Grealish can all play out wide as well. So he has to play 4.
I think for me, Sterling, Mount, Kane, they will always play. Yeah. I think anyway, unless Sterling. I think Sterling, if he had a bad game today,
if Sterling drops a stinker, he won't play.
Yeah, for example, if he played bad today, Rashford would have played next game. He scored today and he played well.
For some reason, he looks pumped. I don't know. Something must have been said in the dressing room.
Maybe he's seeing socials or something.
Did you guys see the interview afterwards? Did you guys see it? The interview was like, "Do you think you justified your place in the squad?" And he was like, "What do you want me to say?"
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think people realize how many good wingers England actually have, because they can put down Sterling. Say someone says, "Oh, Sterling's dead," but the other options are very, very good. For me, Sterling is. I wouldn't start Sterling, but I would. I think he's that second, third choice left wing in my team, anyways.
For me, I think one of Sterling or Rashford have to play all the time. Although I don't, I think it's because they need an outlet. And Sterling, for the last 4 years, is probably one of the best outlet runners in Europe. Like I know he's had a bit of a off time last couple of months for City, but he's still a top player for me. Sterling is still. You always get into the positions. You always stretch teams. You always combine 1-2s. He'll drop in. He'll drop out. He's a class player. So I think you always have to have. I think for me, he always plays. And then you have to have someone on the right. For me, I'd play. I think Foden, Saka. For me, same thing. For me,
I play Saka.
Saka. I'm not going to argue too much. They're both top players. So I think for me, they'd play. I think for me, Sancho's a big. Like, I feel sorry for him because he's second half of the season. I'm talking. We're talking about a top 5 player in the world.
2021.
Jadon, he's been unbelievable. I think, and the fact that he's not even made the bench, it's sad. It's very sad. But
you think he put like 2 goalkeepers on the bench?
No, he had to. So it's a rule. It's a rule. You have to do that, which is stupid, but you have to. But I don't think. I think Sancho has an argument to start even. But yeah.
Left wing, you should start.
You know what was the other game? I mean, I didn't get time to actually watch the game.
Austria,
North Macedonia.
Yeah, I don't watch the game, but
I watched it, but it was
okay.
It was sort of like it was one of those games where you're just sort of like you're just happy to watch this team that is just happy to be there. Like they were just so sort of like pumped up. Everyone was on edge. Like every player on that North Macedonia team was like going in for. I think it was like the best bit I can think is like that Orlovsky or Olioski, I think his name is. They have and Pandev. They both were just sort of just going for every ball. Pandev, that goal from Pandev is what I will say was well taken.
He still plays?
Pandev's been around for
this guy's been around forever, man.
Yeah, Goran Pandev.
He must be 40.
He's 36, yeah. He's 36, yeah.
36.
Blood, this guy's been around forever.
He's the captain. He's their he's like
their talisman. He's their name.
Yeah, he is North Macedonia.
Goran Pandev.
Him and I think the other guy's name is Olioski. I'm just going to look it up.
No, he's 37.
Is he 37?
He's 38 next month.
Austria have actually got a decent group of players, you know. Yeah. Austria. I think they played against England. One of the friendly
players. A lot of Bundesliga players.
They have Alaba. I saw Arnautovic scored. Sabitzer. They have that Stuttgart. They had that Stuttgart striker as well that scored like 15 goals. I think what's his name, Kalacic or something. He's there.
They have.
I think they had
Hinton Rivers, or wasn't his name? They have as well, or what's his name? I'm just gonna look up the
Zaro guy that Saka nutmeg for.
Oh yeah.
Konrad Laimer.
Yeah, Konrad Laimer. There we go. That guy, he's a good player. Plays for Leipzig.
Yeah, he is.
Solid defensive midfielder.
Stefan Leiner's a decent right back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They got a solid team, Austria. Like I didn't actually realize until I looked at half of their names.
Yeah,
Bundesliga heavy team.
Do you guys remember the Leeds winger, Alioski?
Yeah.
Yeah, he plays for North Macedonia. Like he's like
that guy's annoying, man. He's always talking, man, on the pitch. Always.
One of their 26.
He even got a head Pepe angry, man.
Yeah.
That guy, he's like the most zero intensity player the first half of the season. Yeah, he even got him angry.
Yeah, but it was a bit of a madness, that game. It was sort of like Austria. Austria were clearly the better side. They were. It wasn't like they were camped in the North Macedonian half. They did press the play. They did dominate possession. But then, and the goal, the first Austrian goal was beautiful. Sabitzer in that left half space. Lovely little dink ball to the far post. The finisher reminded me of that Aubameyang versus Newcastle goal, where he just sort of hung his leg out and got contact on the ball. Lovely finish. And but that Austrian, the Austrian goal, guys, go back and watch the North Macedonian goal. Sorry, that is one of the funniest goals you'll see in a while. Basically,
oh yeah, I saw that. I saw the replay. Yeah, the guy kicked it off. The guy kicked off one of the players. It rebounded to the goalkeeper. Alaba fell over and he scored. Yes.
And then the ITV commentators were like, Goran Pandev's elite ability to sniff out a chance. It's like, no! They all messed up.
You guys think Austria can win their group?
They're in the Holland group, right?
Holland, Ukraine, Macedonia, Austria.
I think a lot will depend on the game today, Holland, Ukraine.
Austria, they have 21 players from the Bundesliga.
All from the Bundesliga.
21, yeah. Of the 26.
Is that 26? Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah,
but they put themselves in a good position because I don't think Ukraine will beat them.
Ukraine they look like a solid team, team.
Outlets like what's that guy's name from West Ham?
Yarmolenko.
Yeah, Yarmolenko. And Yaremchuk from Genk.
They have Zinchenko playing in midfield.
Midfield, yeah. Yeah, they have, and the other guy, the guy that plays for Atalanta, is a good player. Malinovsky.
Yes,
central midfielder.
They've got a couple of Shakhtar players like Marlos, who's Brazilian, but he's been in Ukraine so long he can play for them.
So wait, was it a good performance from Austria then, or was it just a being?
I would say it's like a typical first game of the tournament performance. Both teams were jumpy. North Macedonia clearly wanted, they were pressing the ball. They were really trying to get into it, but the quality of Austria allowed them to dictate the pace of the game. And it was kind of just sort of Austria trying to dominating and pushing the tempo. I will say though, when that North Macedonia goal went in, that manager after a while just went, that's it, sharp, took off a striker, bought on a right back and a CDM / centre back, and was like, nope, we're getting this point where we're pissing off.
I hate these subs, man. I hate those subs. They never do. They never do anything. They always make things worse. You know the ones where you take off a forward and bring on a midfielder to plug the gaps. They never work, man.
Yeah.
Never work because then you got no outlets up front.
Yeah.
To get out
in transition.
What confuses me about the substitutions is your system is clearly working. Like you have a system that is working, that is doing what you want it to do. Why get scared and not try and control and dictate the pace of play? If you've got a midfielder or a centre back that's running out on gas, replace that midfielder and centre back. Don't just be like, oh, okay, let's just.
It's pressure. It's clear.
It's just it invites pressure. You're not gonna. It's because what happened. Basically, what happens after that? You got no one to hit. No. The ball just comes coming back at you, and the other team just eventually will probably score. That just happens. It happened with the Swiss yesterday. It happened yesterday. They took off, I think it was Shaqiri, who was actually having a good game. They were creating chances, loads of chances. I don't know how Wells got out of that with a draw. You bring in central midfielder to plug in gaps. He doesn't play very well. They end up drawing the game. I think it was Zakaria. They didn't play. They didn't have a. They didn't, and they end up drawing the game in a game which they should have won, like 3-0.
And Seferovic had missed bare
he missed like 3 chances in that game. That was a good game, actually.
But I will say this: I was impressed by that Moore lad from
Wales.
Yeah, he had a good game.
He had a very good game. Very dominant in the air. Yeah.
Typical Brexit target man.
Brexit target man.
Played for Cardiff.
Yeah.
Cardiff, yeah. But the thing is, we were talking about these transitional outlets. The perfect example is that first half in that Turkey game, the Turkey-Italy game. No under, They had
they
had no
couldn't.
pace on transition.
They
And
were very
Yilmaz
unorganized.
constantly
So
but Yilmaz was just
bad
constantly
press as
thrown
well.
offside. It was just like, well, why have you done this? Like, your best player is on the bench for me anyway. I don't rate Yilmaz like other people do. I think he's a good striker, but
He's a decent striker. I just do it for the memes, man. He's like 35. He's a cult hero.
And he's bagging
He's a cult
goals.
hero. He just bags goals. He's been there for how? He's like 35 now.
He's 35, yeah.
I totally get it. But like, you need to surround him with pace. If you don't surround him with pace, he's literally
And in the end with Lille, he was randomly just coming on, bang, goals.
Yeah.
He saved Lille at the end to win the league.
It's the
But they
mentality.
were. Yeah.
Mentality, man. It's mad. It's mad. He literally dragged Lille to the title.
Because Jonathan David was chances.
They were starting to run out of steam as well. That season ended at the right time for them.
Yeah.
I mean, speaking of Lille, what's going on with Lille right now? What's going on, right? What's going on with this Lille? With this Lille team,
they're in financial crisis. They've lost their manager as well, and they're losing Campos. So they're looking a bit of a problem right now.
They're going to be like Monaco, get ripped apart.
I don't think they have the players that Monaco had. Though.
No, they don't have the players, but they've got like Soumare, Botman, Sanchez.
I think Botman will stay for another year. He's a good player. He's a very good player.
Botman, they're lucky that there are other centre backs that they can get for maybe cheaper than Botman, like Lacroix, Koundé, all these centre backs are up for sale. So they got lucky with Botman, but Soumare looks like he's leaving. Sanchez looks like he might leave. Celik might leave.
I think it depends a lot on these players. Like, like Renato Sanchez. If he has a good Euros, he's definitely going somewhere.
Yeah, because he earns their money.
Yeah, so he's gonna go somewhere. I think you're looking at who else they have.
They'll keep it Kone.
They'll keep a Kone. They'll definitely keep a Kone. I don't think he's gonna get much interest.
You don't know if Yilmaz to get them 18 goals again. So
yeah, it does depend. I think
they weren't as good as Monaco.
Monaco, that team was incredible. That team, like 2016, 17, I think. Yeah. Incredible team. Yeah. Most of their players actually succeeded, right?
Mendy,
Fabinho,
Bakayoko.
Some of them are inconsistent. Some of them have been great. Fabinho, Bernardo Silva, Mbappe, obviously.
Mbappe,
and some of them have been.
Mendy's injuries have been bad.
Mendy's injuries have killed him. And Mendy's he doesn't even have that turn of pace anymore.
Yeah.
And then Bakayoko flopped at Chelsea, but
Fabinho,
I think in Italy he's not. Yeah, Fabinho's probably top 2 defensive midfielder in the world right now. So
yeah.
What are we thinking on this Soumare deal? It's because it's been in the air for so long.
Well, like Sport Witness and Fabrizio confirmed it on the 25th of May.
I think it's done. I think it's done. I think he's going to Leicester. However, this delay does not make sense.
It doesn't make sense at all.
It doesn't make sense.
How sure are you? Wait, hold on. How sure are you?
I'm sure because of a gut feeling. You know, if you're talking since January, and every source is saying it's done. Since
April, yeah.
Yeah. Then I'm led to believe it's probably finished.
For me, if a deal's been done since April, and he's not in Europe because the under 21s left early, so he's not been in Europe. He's just been at home.
Yeah, that's weird. It's weird. It's very weird.
The season ended 3 weeks ago.
Apparently, he did parts of his medical during the Euros, and then they said he's going to do the remainder of his medical on the 24th of May. Now it's what day is it today? 13th of June. 13th
of June. So 3 weeks ago.
Whoa.
It's been 3 weeks.
So
and he finished. Something's not right.
Something isn't right because they finished the season, win the league, and then the under 21 Euros started quickly, and
they went out. They went out in the quarterfinals. They went out straight away. France.
And it's finished now. So like it should be done because he's been at home for like a week, 2 weeks.
I know you guys are hoping, he somehow ends up at Arsenal, I know, I know,
I'm not gonna
I know,
say
100%. But for me, I'm done with this train. I
I've
don't
been
think it's
saying
happening.
not done. I've been saying it's not done. I've been saying for a long time.
The one thing that could happen, it could happen. I'm not saying it is. It's probably like a 2% chance. Is that he had assurances on Champions League football and
Yes.
Leicester bottled it.
Yeah.
That's
Because
maybe
they've been saying that
reason
he's
why
been
I'm
done since
holding on to
April.
hope.
And maybe the agents involved, or maybe the player is asking for more money.
Probably.
That could be a situation.
He
It
did it
happens
last
a
year.
lot.
Raheem Hour type.
The reason
type.
why
He held out. He
Yeah.
held
The
out
reason
much,
why-
Konzi.
the reason why I'm holding on to this hope is because I've had information that we're looking at someone like Bissouma, but we're looking at players better than him. So then now I'm trying to allude to the fact that we're trying to look at profiles similar to Bissouma that are actually. Who is better than Bissouma, Somare, or someone like Camavinga? So it's for me that's all that's been going on in my head. Is it Somare or is it Camavinga? Because those are the profiles that that would fit that same position where we could sign Bissouma. So
Barella?
that's why I can't take it off my mind.
Barella's an impossible man.
Barella
Barella.
Barella can play 6, play 8, play 10.
Barella's not even the same player as Somare. Barella's.
He's
I
not.
know. But
He's
if
an
we're
eight.
saying better than
Barella's one
Bissouma.
of he's top 2 8s in the world right now. He's crazy.
Barella was with Lukaku, best player in Serie A last season.
Yeah, they had 3 players top 5 in their position. And
Yeah,
they
Inter
could've
got.
gone Hakimi,
That's why
Barella.
I'm mad critical of Conte. I'm mad critical of Conte because that team that he built at Inter should not be falling out on group stages of Champions League.
Seriously,
That is a brilliant team. He's got 3 centre halves. He's got Bastoni, who's brilliant. He's got Stefan de Vrij. He's got Skriniar, who's probably the worst of the 3. But still, so it's okay.
They've got a good keeper.
Good keeper, Brozovic. He had a stinker today, but he's a good player.
He is.
Barella and
Hakimi.
Eriksen. You've got the best wing back in the world. You've got on one side, you have who's on the left?
Sometimes
Perisic.
yeah.
And you got the Lukaku and Lautaro, the best strike partnership in the world in terms of partnership, just straight partnership.
Lukaku, man, yes, in that Belgium game,
He was immense.
Lukaku is just unbelievable now. He's
He
unbelievable.
is.
yeah.
I'm so
He's
happy.
absolutely unbelievable.
Conte under Conte for 1 year, and look at the change.
He's unbelievable, Lukaku.
Seriously,
He's an inspiration, man. The amount of rubbish
I'm
that
just
guy.
happy he's not going. He looks like he's not going Chelsea though.
I don't think he's gonna go Chelsea. I never thought.
I think he's staying. I think he'll stay. He
I
loves
think
it.
he's staying.
Yeah, he said he's staying, but Chelsea. He said Chelsea are his favorite club. He loves Chelsea, and Chelsea did want him, but Chelsea now have the
Chelsea
eyes
would
to-
have to pay 100 million plus to get Lukaku.
Yeah, but they're
out.
looking to pay 100 on Haaland.
Haaland's different though.
170.
Haaland's got like 10 years in it. Haaland's 20. How old is he? 20?
20.
20, yeah. They'll actually pay 150 million. That's why I'm scared. That's why I'm scared. They will actually pay it.
Let's talk about Chelsea quickly.
Yeah,
If
go on.
Chelsea get Haaland, say Chelsea get Haaland, how much do you think that changes them? Because I don't think it would be as big as impact as other people actually think it would be. Because they need
Well,
more than just Haaland.
I think it will impact them. If they get Haaland, they're guaranteed top 2. If they get Haaland,
Top 2, I don't
top
think
2.
so.
I think they're guaranteed top 2.
I think
Top 2 or
City,
very, very close to top
City
2.
and
at least.
Liverpool, like City, the same. They need to replace Fernandinho because I don't think Rodri can play 35, 38 games. Even he's not even good enough alone to. So they need to replace Fernandinho, and I don't think he'll go false 9 again. So they need to replace Aguero.
I think they'll
With
sign
My
Harry Kane.
my
I
fear
think
is
they sign
Man
Harry
City-
Kane too.
Yeah, that's exactly my fear. I think Man City will go for Harry
And
Kane.
then City will get Kane, and then their attack is crazy. And Liverpool, people don't sleep on Liverpool
No,
because
Liverpool are back next season.
Liverpool with Van
Liverpool
Dijk back, and they're still looking at Newhouse or Barella. That's who they want. Newhouse or Barella.
I don't think they'll get Barella.
They won't get Barella because it's Inter won't sell.
They'll get Neuhaus.
Yeah,
They'll get
Neuhaus is a
Neuhaus.
good player though.
Neuhaus is brilliant. Neuhaus is brilliant. He's one of my favorite players in Europe right now.
I really hope if they keep Jota fit, they have a real chance.
And they can still get Sancho, don't forget, because they want him.
Sancho's gone to United, man. Sancho's gone.
And I hope, United, yeah, with United, Sancho's going, yeah. Sancho's, I've said to you, A1, I've said to you, he's the second best left wing in the world. And United
they're stupid.
Right wing.
They're stupid. Manchester United never ever have, like, they're always stupid with recruitment. They're going to spend £90 million on Jadon Sancho, who, without an overlapping fullback on the right side. And if you've watched Jadon Sancho this season, his form went massively down on the right-hand side when Hakimi went for Meunier. Meunier came in, and he didn't start the season well at all, Sancho. Moved to the left, one of the best players in Europe.
24 goals and assists in 20 games.
They should just buy Neto. They should buy not Neto or Rafinha. Rafinha for £50 million.
Rafinha would suit them so well.
Rafinha or Buendia would have killed for them. Would have been so good for their front line.
Rafinha coming inside and out on the left side. That's
let Rashford be inside forward. Let Rashford be inside forward, and he'll get, regardless of how much I dislike him in general play, he'll get numbers inside forward.
Rashford, or you can put Pogba there. You could put Pogba on the left side because he's basically like, like how Arsenal play with 2 10s. The left winger is basically in the inside left. That's what Pogba's been. Pogba has been brilliant this season.
Yeah, but Bruno has wanted to be a striker.
This guy's mad. He's not a number 10. He's not even a number 8. He deserves his own thing.
He's a striker.
He's a Bruno.
In a lot of games, if you look at the average position, he's above Cavani so much. He's a second striker. They need.
He I'm not saying he's the same level or like they're comparable. He reminds me of like Bergkamp. Like he literally would be like a second sort of striker.
Yeah, but Bergkamp was, when he was in the league, was the best player on the ball.
Yeah,
in the league. Bruno
has zero ball retention.
Bruno is so bad at the ball.
I'm not saying that the profiles.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
But the position, how they're used. He reminds me of Bergkamp because, like, Bergkamp wasn't a true striker and he wasn't like a 10. He was sort of in the middle. Like he was sort of like he had his own position.
I think if Bergkamp played in this era, he'd be a number 10. Definitely, I think. Or a false 9.
False 9.
False 9, number 10.
Imagine him in that City team as false 9.
Say that, Z?
Why not a target man?
Who?
Target man, did you?
Yeah, why not?
Bergkamp.
Yeah.
Hey, relax, man.
He's
too techie to be target man.
If he played 4-3-3, he would be a striker. 4-3-3. He'd do some dangerous stuff with Liverpool. If
you can't be having Bergkamp getting balls in the box like Andy Carroll. Like, come on, man.
Target, man. That's a joke. Wild workhorse than Bergkamp. You compare. Oh, that is a joke. Nah, but with United, they're similar to Chelsea in the way that they need the same players, basically. They need a right wing, a midfield, a DM, a centre back. But with Chelsea, they have the money to spend crazy.
You know what it is about United, right? If they get a managerial change, I think that team gets dismantled very quickly as well. Because I think like Ole made this team, like he tried to basically make sure that this team plays exactly the way he wants it to, and it's very, like smash and grab, right? And I don't think his team is capable of controlling games.
Yeah, they're just chilling in transition.
As soon as a manager comes in, that's the first thing that they're going to look at. Is like, is my midfield good enough? And that midfield, when I look at that midfield, it's not good enough. Does my forward line have a good centre forward? They've got an aging centre forward in Cavani. They need to upgrade on that as well. And then again on the centre backs, they've got Eric Bailly that keeps on getting injured. Then they got Harry Maguire, who is, I think, he's a good centre back, but then he doesn't have a partner. So what do they do with that? And again, the right back situation as well. He's almost like Wan-Bissaka's like a false right back.
Stupid.
And they've only got
They
left
pay English tax. They pay English tax for a player that can't play that's gonna play for Congo. They pay £50 million on a right back that can't attack.
Wait,
And they've only got left wingers.
have you guys heard the rumor?
Yeah, they've only got left wingers.
Have you guys heard the rumor that they're going to try and play Wan-Bissaka at centre back?
Yeah,
That's gonna end horribly. He's got zero positioning for that. He doesn't have the positioning. He gets done on the back post every time. He gets done on the back post every time. He's not got the positioning for it. And he's not that tall.
People think he's a Kyle Walker regen. That he'll just be able to just walk in and become right centre back, and it will just be fine.
I think that'll be it. One-on-ones, he's really good, but then again,
one-on-one defending is very good.
That's not all being a centre back is. You have to be able to be positionally and tactically aware of what the game state is and where you are on the pitch, and he doesn't have that.
This is why I wish a prime Theo Walcott was alive to play for Arsenal, because he'd be running.
We kill United every time.
Dude.
We kill against United. We do the same tactic.
Every time.
The same tactic, mate.
Only guy doesn't get it. But with United, they need a coach.
Back post, Wan-Bissaka, or play the balls round.
Aubameyang made them look stupid.
Very simple.
Aubameyang made them look stupid.
Guys, Monreal made them look stupid. We've been doing this time for time against, like, ever since we in the when the rivalries and in the early 2010s, we were always getting stuffed at United. Then we had that FA Cup winner, the Welbeck game when he scored that game, and Monreal scored. And ever since, Old Trafford has not really been that big a deal anymore.
No, we only beat them in the league now.
Yeah, in the league now. In the league now, we've only beat them, but it's not been like one of those scary places.
We've been beating them at Emirates. We've been beating them a lot at Emirates.
Yeah.
No, it's not been a scary place for us, but I still haven't seen us score like a proper goal at Old Trafford. We need to stop being scared.
No, I've seen a proper
we're too
goal.
scared, man, when we go up there every time. I think we don't lose games, that many games there. I think we've drawn a lot, I think, basically.
Yeah,
we never take advantage, man. We never do it at Old Trafford.
And I think that feeling we normally at Stamford Bridge, where Stamford Bridge and Old Trafford have been weird for us, and Etihad as well. They've been weird for our players. And I think this season may have changed that, because it's the first time we won at Stamford Bridge since 2012, and then Old Trafford since like 2004.
Do you remember when we used to use Anfield as our playground? Whenever we used to play Liverpool, I used to love playing them, because we would get our best performances.
Yeah. We usually
since Klopp has come in, though, our record against Liverpool,
slammed.
Our record against Liverpool is awful since Klopp came in. Have we even beaten him since he came in?
Once.
We beat him at Emirates.
We beat Emirates last season, and that was the most luckiest win possible. Like, we had like 2 shots, and they had like 20.
Yeah, we had 2 shots and we scored both.
That shows the sad state of Arsenal at the moment.
But Big Six games aren't even our problem, though, because we had the most points against the Big Six apart from City this season. Mm-hmm. So we beat United, we beat Chelsea twice, we beat Spurs once, we drew with United as well. So we got that.
It's because we defend well.
13 points.
It's because we defend well and block. That's why teams find it kind of hard to score against us. And this team, they, as much as they're not great, they fight, man. They do fight a lot. Like, you see, even with 10 men. When do we ever get smashed with 10 men? We've been under 10 men.
We haven't been smashed even. We only got smashed when Runarsson. That Runarsson game was bad.
Yeah, that was Mustafi, Kolasinac all playing, and the goalkeeper was matched.
And until Martinelli was on, it was 1-1. He comes off. It's game over. But we got smashed against Liverpool at the Emirates 3-0, and we got
was horrible.
Smashed by Villa.
So bad.
Yeah. The Villa game was the worst of the season, I think.
I think Liverpool was worse. You
think Liverpool? I think no, but Liverpool was worse because the ball just kept coming back. But with Villa, we had a lot of players fit. With Liverpool, we had no Saka, we had no Xhaka, no Luiz. Taylor got injured. We had injuries against, and Smith Rowe didn't play, I don't think. So we had injuries against Liverpool. With Villa, we had players. But it was bad.
That's why I laugh, man, when people say we don't need a centre back. That's why I laugh, man.
No,
Did we like everyone's talking about how we're not scoring? Our biggest problem the last 6 weeks of the season and why we went out of the Europa League was because we didn't have ball progressors from the back.
Yeah,
We couldn't build up. We couldn't build up. And he had to drop every single one back here to help us get up the pitch.
Yeah.
And in the end, we it was too slow. It was too slow. We couldn't get up the pitch. I don't want to talk. I'm not going to go on about the goalkeeper because I've had enough debate with this guy.
People on Twitter know how much I hate that guy. Leno, let me tell you, I'm a big fan. Leno, I'm a big fan. But with Leno's gonna go. He has to. I think Arteta. Arteta has said it. He hasn't said it, but he said it. He's like, I get scared. I get more scared when my keeper keeps kicking it long, in comparison to when we play at the back, and we keep because they kept asking him about them kicking it. He's like, oh, you've been changing. You've been kicking it long more. Is it like
I remember.
yours? And he's like, no. He's like, I will never ask my keeper to kick it long. I'll always ask him to keep it on the floor. And Leno just so scared.
West Ham, first 30 minutes. Why did we go 3-0 down? Because Leno decided to go long every time against these monsters, Rice and Souček.
And our only attackers that win is Pepe and Martinelli. They're the only ones that win headers frequently.
Our players don't win duels in the air against giants like that, and we end up conceding 3 goals.
We've never had that. We literally, even under Wenger, we never had those like monsters who would just you'd be able to trust them to win duels.
The thing is, I don't even mind like long goal kicks, but the fact is, when you kick long, at least make sure that it reaches your own player rather than the opposition. When Matty Ryan does it, he does it with position.
And Martinez used to do it for us.
Yeah. Martinez, he brought a complete different aspect to goalkeeper when he came in. I think his first game was against
Brighton, obviously, but
first start was against Southampton, right?
Yeah, Southampton, and he hit that long ball. I remember,
Or Aubameyang,
I mean, just look at that Man City performance, the Man City semi-performance.
And the Liverpool Community Shield.
Just an expert performance in just how to distribute the ball.
Great goals.
Just the build-up is beautiful.
Watch the Champions League final and how many times Mendy hit that ball to Chilwell to get Man City, to get Chelsea out of the press.
That's how they got the goal.
Yeah, exactly. They did it 10. I think they did about 5-6 times. Yeah, when Mendy just gets the ball, City's press is gone. City's press is gone, and they exposed them in the holes in the midfield because they couldn't press. He hit that ball how many times?
Leno kicks it off a pitch a lot.
Explain to me how a goalkeeper like Mendy, who was like a non-league goalkeeper until the age of 25, is a better kicker of the ball than Leno. That was a goalkeeper.
With Mislintat, I don't know. I don't get it.
I don't understand.
This is what I mean about this guy, man. We bought him to be a ball.
Leno was worse at Leverkusen, by the way, guys. If you haven't seen Leno was worse at Leverkusen.
Yeah, he was a lot worse.
He was worse, and we signed him, so they just didn't scout him properly. They really did.
Listen, Emery looked at Leno and checked, and he said, "You know what? F it. I'd rather play with Czech from the back."
He played Czech. Oh my God, this Leno guy. But people don't understand how much a keeper now changes build up, because when Onana comes in, we just move up 10 yards.
Yeah.
Away. We will not have to drop deep because even if Onana does ping it long, left foot, right foot, he'll find his man 8 times out of 10.
To be fair with Onana, he doesn't play out from the back with Ajax. He kicks it long generally.
But he finds the man.
He's accurate,
man. That's exactly. He beats the press with his.
And he's not scared of coming off his line. But that's his problem at times, because sometimes you see him. If you look at his heat map, you can see he comes to midfield. Like he's in midfield, he runs all the way there, and he's making tackles himself in midfield. So, Onana at times can get caught in no man's land, but he'll change us big time. Okay.
The other thing I want to talk about just quickly is with the amount of strikers that are coming in and out of the league, who are we actually looking for in terms of our strikers? Are we still happy with Aubameyang? We still happy?
Aubameyang, Balogun, and Martinelli will be
Yeah.
my three for us next season. Anyways, we have to sell 2 because we have 5, and the same with right backs. We have to sell 2 because we have 4. So
We
you
got
have
so much to do, man.
you have
This
to
is why I
sell.
did not want Arsenal to sell Xhaka this season. Just adds
It doesn't make
to
sense,
another extra like thing we need to do on top of all of the crap that we got to
I think we
replace.
We got lucky because obviously we don't have Europe, so
Mm.
obviously the plan was to bring in 2 central midfield, but now we have to bring in 2 central midfielders with both
One
of them being
leader.
at least the same caliber or at least much better than Granit Xhaka. That is the problem.
And we have
Even I don't even think this is what I think. I think Granit Xhaka wants to leave. That's why Arsenal said him.
Yeah.
Otherwise he'll be here.
I
Otherwise he'll
think
be
he's
here
been
next season.
told that they're bringing in a starting caliber midfielder, and I just don't think he'll
No,
want to
so
be.
what happened?
Even then, I don't think there's that many upgrades
so
on
what happened
Xhaka
was
in this market.
They offered Leno a 2-year or an extension. They offered Kieran Tierney an extension. They offered Granit Xhaka an extension. Out of all these 3, Smith Rowe as well. But out of all these first teamers, only Tierney accepted. The latter 2 said, "No, we're not going to sign a contract. We're going to, run our deal down, or we're just not looking to sign a contract with Arsenal."
So they were planning to leave anyways.
They're planning to leave anyway. So
I've been told that basically this Leno guy is having beef with the goalkeeping coach.
yeah,
Inaki Williams.
he trains by himself.
Inaki Williams.
What did I say?
Kanya. You said Inaki Williams.
Inaki Kana. Sorry, yeah. I had to say Inaki Kana. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
I said Inaki Williams.
No, Inaki Kana.
Inaki Kana. Yeah, sorry, yeah.
This beef with the goalkeeper is that's been there for time. Some rumors came out, I think in December. But
Yeah.
At least Leno wants to leave. At least he knows he's not it.
one thing I got questioned though is was it letting go of Leno, Luiz, Xhaka potentially? Is it because we want to
Change.
or change, or if it's whether the players want to leave? That's what I want to know. But I don't think I will know.
It's a bit of both, isn't it? So, for example, someone like Luiz, they obviously didn't want to offer him a longer term kind of contract, which Luiz obviously wanted, and then someone like Leno, I think it's kind of mutual. Like they want to move away from Leno because they were looking at someone like Onana in January. That to me already shows, they do not want this guy to play in the first team. And then someone like Xhaka, you can see what Arteta keeps on saying. He wants to move away from, his type of player, and he wants more of like an athletic kind
in
of
midfield. Yeah, he wants a
midfield.
1-on-1 station.
So it's there for everybody to interpret and understand. But the fact is, we need to get rid of those profiles before we bring those in. Otherwise, we end up in the same situation as last season, where we had over 30 players in the team.
Yeah, but us being willing to let them go anyways is a good thing.
Yeah.
Because it does show a change. Because before, a player throws a shot and they force your hand with the contract, and some players have got stupid contracts to Arsenal recently. So us letting them go shows that we're a culture change, and to me, maybe not others, but the Cronkies have taken more charge because we're going younger.
It's not so much of charge. I think it's more the fact that they realize that their assets, the asset is
depreciating.
It's depreciating, and then when they look at the squad as well, the age is getting, it's quite different. It's quite of a contrast where there's 21-year-olds whilst there's 30-year-olds in the squad as well.
There's no middle,
There's no, so they have to balance stuff out. That's why when we're looking at players like Ben White, apparently, anyways, I think it's just to bring in that kind of balance rather than have a 30-year-old and then a 19-year-old centre back, if it makes sense. Also, I feel like there has to be some kind of balance within the culture as well. It can't just be certain just Brazilians, Englishmen, and if you get what I'm trying to say, it has to be a hybrid kind of culture where everybody's in unison. Otherwise, again, you end up with the same kind of culture that Mr. Mesut Ozil created with his
Eastern European mafia.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a lot of things to actually think about when it comes to recruitment, and I think we're seeing it right in front of us.
I'm happy with taking initiative.
In the next few weeks, we might just see it because the fact is, right, we're seeing players like Willock. I think he's going to go, but that could set a large precedent on how the transfer window is going to go for Arsenal, for instance.
If Willock goes, that's like 30, 40 million in.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Willock's going anywhere unless someone offers crazy money.
Yeah.
Well, the one thing I wanted to say with this whole the Xhaka thing, and we've lost 2 elite ball progressors in Luiz and Xhaka.
Exactly.
So what are we doing? Like, how are we? We need to replace
and Luiz was getting injured, so we already seen what happens to our build-up without Luiz.
Yeah.
Rob Boulding was playing, and he needs to.
We lost that second leg against Villarreal because our technical level at the back was so bad we couldn't even string a couple of passes to sustain attacks or get Villarreal under pressure for long periods and win the ball back through pressing. We couldn't do that.
I don't care what anyone says. If Granit Xhaka is fit for that second leg, we are in the Champions League. I don't care what anyone says. It's just that's my opinion.
Probably, but
no,
I know. It's
hypotheticals.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about this game.
I know. I don't want to talk about it either. I don't want to talk about
next season. For next season, though, I think Saliba coming back will make us miss Luiz less if he's used.
Yes, to play. That's the thing. I don't think he's gonna come in straight away.
For me,
he should, but you never know.
I don't think he will because of seniority.
It's not about seniority here. It's about Arteta has shown that his principle is this: you will get judged in pre-season. If you play well in pre-season, you will play. That's how he treated El Neni.
No. If he does play very well during pre-season, then I think this was what's going to happen. If he plays very well in pre-season, he's going to make the bench first 2 games. He's going to play one of the Carabao Cup games. He's going to play very well, and the pressure on him is going to become so big that he has to play. Saliba's going to end up starting after the first 3-4 games. That's what I think is going to happen.
What happens if we get someone in like Ben White, who we've spent 40-50 million pounds on? That automatically demotes Saliba for some reason.
It will, but we need to.
I think it demotes Gabriel. I don't think it demotes Saliba. I think it demotes Gabriel.
Gabriel's been here.
I know. But what I'm saying is who is it? Is he sure that he's going to be playing Gabriel less?
Ben White comes. I think Holding's going.
I think Holding's going as well.
We have too many players to do all this. Like, we just use Marquinhos and Saliba.
And I still don't believe this Ben White stuff. I want to see contact between the clubs. I want to see a bid being made. It just doesn't make sense.
I think Ben White won't happen because they're demanding too much money. It's 40 million. We're not going to spend 40 million on Ben White.
All I'm saying is that Ornstein report clearly said no contact has been made by the
so there's a rumor. He should have just said there's a rumor.
So people are going crazy over this Ben White stuff. Well, if there's interest there, okay. There's no contact made between the 2 clubs. There's no bid being made. There's not even any personal terms or anything being discussed. So.
But we need someone. We need someone because I don't want to see Rob Holding being our primary guy to play at the back next season. I don't want to see it.
If we sell Holding, say hypothetically, we sell Holding and we have Saliba, Gabriel, Mari, Mavropanos, and then Chambers as the utility defender. What would you think of that?
I don't agree. I don't think it's good enough, personally.
I
think I need one more right centre back who's quality on the ball. I need one of someone. If we're gonna spend 40 million on White, go and get me Lewis Dunk instead.
Yeah, seriously.
Go get me Lewis Dunk instead.
Yeah. I think it's clear for everyone that we have money, man. We have money.
Yeah, we got money.
But do we trust these guys?
We've been linked to like 30 players in the past 2 weeks.
All I'm saying is the Neves links have gone dead. The Bissouma links have stagnated a bit.
So the
people are just guessing. They're literally just guessing about what's happening.
It's all
Neves was legit. Neves was legit in the sense of they offered him to us. Not the other way around.
Yeah, I think it's an agent thing, I think. The Neves
it's definitely.
I don't think it's a sort of
And they want to sell him.
Yeah, they want to sell him. I don't think it's us buying him. And the link made sense. So, and plus, if the agents are feeding it to the media as well, they're obviously going to be like, oh, look, it's on the money. They said it could happen. So
it's Duncan Castle's got the first scoop, mate. That guy's Jose Mourinho's, like that's his guy, man. That's his guy, and Jose Mourinho works for, I think, George Mendes' client. It's all like this.
That Neves link doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense in any way possible, especially when you know what Arteta wants in that team. Someone like Neves doesn't fit that at all. It's such a lazy link.
Look, just watch after Neves plays for Portugal and has a masterclass again in their first group game. Guys, Neves needs to come. I'm telling you, Neves is the guy. It's going to be crazy. I can't be out there. It's just going to be so bad.
Let's not pretend that he's a scrub because he isn't.
He's not a scrub, but he's not the profile that we need. He's just a downgrade.
I think something that George said earlier on as well. He said our window depends on the right back. I actually agree with him.
Same.
It depends on what kind of right back we get, because if we get an inverted fullback, I think that kind of it will literally stop on the fact that we play a 4-3-3 and a 4-3. That's it. But if we get someone like of the mold of Celik or Hakimi, then it shows that we will probably play a 4-2-3-1, which again it changes the entire spectrum of the window. So I think that is the most important.
Sales will be important for us.
Like we all want Rubaku, but is there any actual link to Rubaku?
I've not.
There's not a single link.
We all want a single.
It could still happen because Arteta did want to make sure that there weren't barely any links coming out from the club.
We've been linked with that guy called Vanderson from Gremio.
He's not going to start though. He's 18. He's 18. I don't see that.
A 4-year contract the other day, like 6 to 5 days.
The reason why I think there could be hope with the Baku thing, maybe, is because every single right back target has been crossed off. We don't want Max Aarons apparently. We don't want obviously we can't get Hakimi. We can't get we've barely been linked to Mazraoui.
Lamptey's dead.
Lamptey's not happening. So and Baku's just had a brilliant under 21 Euros. So that could get linked. That could Arsenal scouts are obviously going to be watching that.
Is it Tyler Adams?
Tyler Adams, yeah.
That guy is rubbish.
I've not watched him, so I don't know. I can't give anything.
He's more of a midfielder, but he's not a good right back.
But even then, that's another player that we're looking at. So surely, if you're scouting this deeply
in Bundesliga as well,
this guy is surely going to come up on your scouting recommendations. Surely,
database.
Guys, breaking news: David Luiz is officially a Marseille player.
Ooh.
Wait, what?
Marseille.
Yeah.
I thought we go like Brazil.
Well, Benfica.
That's a good signing for them.
That's a really.
Yeah, he's gonna bring his curly hair friend. He's gonna take him with him.
But didn't they hate each other?
I thought it was going back to Brazil.
Oh my days, yeah, he is.
Okay. I'm just looking right now.
Yeah, I just saw it just now.
I think that kind of confirms that Arteta called with that we don't want you to say, because why would you move to Marseille?
No, I don't think
we're going younger.
I think Luiz would have stayed if he wasn't injury prone. He's too injury prone.
He is.
He was injured for too long this season, man.
That's so. Luiz has left the squad, so that's already decreasing spots. Xhaka looks like he's gone. Kolasinac will go. Like the refs, Torreira is trying to force a move.
Bellerin, Cedric.
Bellerin, we have to sell Maitland Niles.
Bonarson.
Lacazette maybe.
Lacazette and Ketia. Willian.
Mohamed Elneny. There's so many players.
I think we're going to keep that Elneny though. I don't think he'll get rid of that.
Look, he's not been offered a contract, as his agent lied about. And yeah, I mean, why should we keep a player that that's not on contract?
If Elneny goes, we only have Party, you know that. And
That's what I mean, man. We got so much stuff to do, man.
We have
It's
to
a
spend
headache even
money.
think about it. It's peak.
Bro,
Think about it though. All the midfielders want to leave, and if say all of them, Partey and Willock are the only ones, the senior ones we have.
That's another reason why Willock's gonna stay. We got no one, man.
Aziz back.
What happens during AFCON?
Who are we promoting? The next
Aziz will have to. That's why they fast track Patino and Sturgeon. I think they'll be loaned. They're not ready.
Been on some extreme weight classes. Man.
Yeah, he's skinny.
Weight.
If anyone's skinny, he's skinny.
Send these guys to Championship League One, man. They'll bulk up and then they'll just get they'll get used to it.
Like Ballard, Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe is massive now. If you look at his legs, they're big now.
He's gonna have a full pre-season, man. He's gonna be ready next season. He's gonna be rested up.
I'm calling it now. He's gonna hit 20 goals and assists next season.
Right, I've got a question for A1. I think I already know what CK has to say. I think I already know what Curran has to say. Where do you see Emil Smith Rowe ending up, as a 10 or on the left half space as a creative winger?
Could probably do both. I think for me it depends on the system as well, a lot of it, because I think Smith Rowe is quite similar to Mason Mount, where I think that they both like to drop quite deep if they want to get the ball, or they'll just play between the lines, or move out wide, they'll drift, or they'll make runs into the box. So I think he could play 10. I think he could play not as a winger, but it is an inside left winger maybe.
What do you think his best position is right now, though?
Right now, as a 10. Right now, because he can drift. As a left winger, it's easier to pick up players. But right now, as a 10, where he gets freedom to move from right to left, I think he's
a 10. Long term, he would be an immense 8.
Because I think he can dribble as well. I think he can dribble. That's why I think on the left, like how Grealish does for Villa. Yeah. I think Smith Rowe, if that's what Arteta wants, he could become that guy as well, because he can dribble, man. He can dribble. He can take on his man.
The club.
And he's quick.
Fast on the club.
Yeah.
So.
But right now, I think he's a better 10. Right now.
Guys, I'm going to tell you right now. I hate Twitter.
Hate Twitter.
The guy that reported the David Luiz news has just said it's a fake picture.
Okay, cool, man. Cool, man. Well done. He fooled you. Well done. He won, mate. He won, mate.
I hate that. But he was like, "Oh, ha! I was played fake picture. Should be a Marseille player soon." However, David Luiz, and he hasn't even finished the sentence. He just put David Luiz, and that's it.
Good picture.
Been played.
Yeah.
Been played. It's a good picture though. Other thing I'm going to say is apparently this Netherlands versus Ukraine game is wild. There were 6 attempts from Netherlands in the first 10 minutes. They started well.
Ukraine.
And then with 2 on target. Memphis is apparently going crazy. This game apparently is end to end. So it's a bit. I'll watch it back after we finish this. But this is so.
Still 0-0 though.
It's still 0-0. But in terms of the midfielders we were talking about, it's just a case of how many are we going to have? How many can we afford to let leave in one window? I've never seen us make a window where there's 10 people leaving. It just never happened. There's no precedent for it.
No one's done it.
It's just mad.
10 first teamers leave.
I don't
you have a lot of players who want to
go. I don't think we'll let 10 people go. I think we'll let at least 5 or 6. But
I think it's going to be something like 8.
8 are good.
Really?
I think 8. Yeah.
I don't know, because it's time, man. These things take time.
I know, but
it takes time.
For me, the reason why I say 8 is because there's certain positions that you have. For striker and right back, 2 on each position have to go. And for midfield, Torreira's forcing himself out. It's not like we necessarily. I think we may want to sell him, but
we've already had one person leave.
But I think we have to kind of consider players like Guendouzi,
Guendouzi could stay, but Torreira's not staying.
But we can consider them already out of the team because they've not been in the squad for a season.
Yeah, but when
they're still contractually our players.
Leno looks like he's possibly going as well. So
Well,
it's just there's so many players who could be going, and Kolasinac looks like Kolasinac will go this summer, I think.
Kolasinac got chased out of that club.
Of Schalke.
Him and Mustafi were literally like pitchforked out of that club. They were just like, no, I refuse.
Did you guys see the video where they were running?
Yeah, they're running. They're literally running.
A lot of the Schalke players.
I mean, they got relegated as well. They're a big club, and they got relegated.
That could never happen in London.
It won't happen in London, but you know, man, are gonna be flipping crazy. Imagine Arsenal getting relegated, man.
If Arsenal got relegated, I would find Leno.
Why Leno, bro?
Well, Leno's not gonna be here in 2030. CK is gonna look for Leno. He doesn't
We've
care.
had literal months of CK wanting to fight Leno.
I don't like Leno, bro. I don't like him. And people who like him make me angry because I hate Emery. That's why one reason I hate Emery. Because Emery made Leno look special.
With Leno, he's a good shot stopper. Can you at least admit that he's a good shot stopper?
He is.
So
he's a low block keeper. Low block keeper. He doesn't have the concentration where your teammates have the ball a lot up the field. So he has to save less now.
Which suits Emery. Emery needs a keeper that is going to be able to save shots.
I think it suits a club like Manchester United.
De Gea was crazy for them when they were conceding bad shots.
Yeah, and De Gea's distribution isn't even that great either.
De Gea though has dropped maybe the best.
Do you think he will start
season performance
that I have ever seen? Henderson's number one now.
Bro, I still come back to that 4-2. That 4-2 game where Henderson literally left like 3/4 of the goal open.
Oh, Liverpool, yeah.
The Liverpool game where he literally left like 2-3/4 of the goal open for Salah to go through.
That was the weirdest goal because I thought that was just me thinking what's going on here, and then I see them on the timeline and everyone's slandering this guy.
I was like, literally like. It was like this much, and then like that much of the goal was left.
Salah loves the far post finish.
It's because it's Salah, man. And when Salah's running that, you don't know what to do.
I think he's the number one now, though.
Dean
Henderson. I think he's the number one now. I think he's average. He's okay goalkeeper. He's not amazing, but he's decent.
For free, but United's wage structure is too funny. That guy didn't even play a game for them, and he started earning over 100k.
So I mean, De Gea's on what close to 400.
375.
Who's gonna pay that?
The highest paid player. That's why they can't sell him. Romero's gone. Romero's been released.
Yeah, they're have to pay him off.
Tom Heaton's coming in, I think.
They're gonna have to pay him off like we did with Ozil.
The other thing is with that Manchester, like De Gea, like you can understand why they got him. Before that deal went in, you can understand why they gave that deal. De Gea has, for me, one of the best goalkeeping performances I've ever seen in my lifetime. That 3-1, that against us, I was at that game. It was one of the most insane goalkeeping performances I've ever seen in my life.
4 years ago now.
It was so. I'm talking about before that deal got signed. Yeah. Before he signed that deal, I can understand why they gave him the money because he was the clear best in the world.
No keeper should be on 375.
That's true.
He shouldn't be, because they were scared to send him to Real Madrid. Yeah. They were scared to send him to Real Madrid, so they put him on 375. The Real Madrid got caught off for 30 million instead.
Do you remember there was a time when?
No, they got caught off for cheap because that guy. He forced his way out.
Yeah, that's why Chelsea fans hate him now.
There was a time, right, when the best keeper in the world debate was De Gea, Neuer, and Joe Hart. There was a time that was a thing. That's how mad.
Joe Hart lost relevance in
2012.
As soon as
Joe Hart was a good goalkeeper,
and Pep came in and killed him.
Yeah, Pep just got rid of him.
Now it's Ederson, Alisson, All Black.
All Black #1 by far.
Yeah, he's the best.
Is Neuer still around?
Yeah,
Neuer's actually doing well these days as well.
But Edison's on
He's four, though.
Edison
He's
on the
four
ball.
right now.
Edison
I
on
think
the ball.
it goes All Black, Neuer, Edison, Alisson, sorry, number 3. No, sorry, Courtois and Alisson. Because Alisson's
Alisson's better than Courtois.
Alisson's had a poor season, man.
Yeah, that's family reason. Like your
What
dad.
about Edison though?
I think Edison's he has these rash moments, man. He has these rash moments where he just does something stupid.
It's
Like, I don't know what it
overconfidence. I
is.
think it's overconfidence on it because them like even Onana has it. They come out. They're so good on the ball that they come out and just they forget their keeper.
But Edison sometimes makes sometimes balls go under him as well.
He's not a very good shot stopper.
Would we agree Edison's 5 then?
Edison
Edison at
top 5.
Yeah,
Alisson,
top 5.
Alisson for me is
I'm
definitely-
generally not very good at judging goalkeepers.
Alisson is second for me after Alisson's second or third after Oblak because his positioning is immense. Like you see
Oblak.
a lot of strikers, you think, oh my god, they're gonna score, and Alisson just saves it because his positioning is very good. But he had a lot of bozo moments this season, but I think we can put that down to his dad being ill most of the season and then dying. So
was he most of the season?
his dad there was times when
His dad passed away, but I don't know.
and he was injured earlier in the season, I think. And Adrian came in, remember, at the start of the season.
Because he was bugging out, Alisson, man. Remember that game against Leicester, Manchester City?
He was bad.
He lost it.
He looked like
His dad died this season, though.
he looked like Prime Almunia a couple of games. I'm telling you.
And he scored a header this season. This season has been crazy.
That header.
I missed it. I can't believe I missed it. Like I saw it obviously after.
Right?
Obviously seen after. But
It's one of the best headers.
I missed it live. I can't believe I missed that live.
I saw him. He ran around and cried. That was a big moment, man.
But like for me, it's Oblak. I agree. Alisson second, then Courtois, then probably Neuer, then Edison.
So Ter Stegen's not top 5 for you guys.
I think Ter Stegen 6.
To Stegen. I don't know. He's had a poor
Neuer's
season.
pedigree is crazy though.
Ter Stegen this season has not been good this season at all.
He hasn't. But they've got Barca have got very good youth keepers. They've got a 19-year-old named Arnau Tenas. Watch out for him.
What about Edouard Mendy?
I think he's up there, man. I think he's up there.
Right.
He's better than Ter Stegen for sure.
He's top 5 in the league.
The amount of hate I got when I said Edouard Mendy's better than Leno on Twitter.
It's just Arsenal fans, man. Only Arsenal fans.
Yeah,
really.
Arsenal fans, man.
They're the only ones that hate Leno. Literally. Like, I hate Leno.
I don't hate the guy like this.
Oh,
this
no,
CK,
I
man.
hate him.
But you hate him.
No,
But
because I
don't
watch games with Chelsea fans. I've watched games with Chelsea fans, and that 2-1 was so bad. Because we were winning. We were winning till like the 80th minute. And then just two goals with Tammy putting it through his legs, and then the Jorginho
that
goal.
was harsh, man. You can't blame him for that time.
No, the Jorginho goal was bad.
The Jorginho one was horrendous, but
It was
the Tammy
pretty
one was harsh. That was on Mustafi for dropping off like crazy and then get spun in the box.
He's another guy. We've had some bad players. Thank God we're clearing these guys out because these guys.
It's going to be a positive.
We even had Kolasinac who does everything, gets to the byline, and then just doesn't want to pass. Like, let go of the ball.
It's hopefully
That guy is the worst ball progress I've seen in my life.
It really is.
Because that Tottenham game last season was the worst performance from any defender on the ball in my life. He did not even go forward once.
And he even passed it to Son like that. And then, like I said, wonder strike.
They didn't deserve anything out of that game as well.
Yeah,
Actually,
the other thing is, I really feel it's just going to be a really long summer.
It will be for everybody, by the way, for every
this
team.
is why I don't respond to any rumors now unless they're legit.
No.
Not a single one. I'm not giving. I don't care anymore. Like
We've had
the other day, we linked with Joaquin Correa. That's just gone now.
He's a good
Yesterday we
player.
linked with Nabil Fekir. That's gone now. The other day we linked with Çalhanoğlu. That's
I've told,
gone.
I've told you guys. I've told Twitter that until I see a name on the website with a shirt or a pen, doesn't mean anything.
I want announcements more like I like the Gabriel announcement.
But I had that. You remember
That took
when they had that?
ages to get announced.
No, but when they announced him live on YouTube when he was speaking in
with
Portuguese.
Willian and Luiz.
Luiz.
Do you guys remember when we signed Luiz and they had that video? They had that video when he's in Colney and he had that samba music playing in the background.
Yeah.
That was my ringtone for like 6 months. I swear. That was so addictive. That song. It was so addictive with that song. But yeah, on that note,
that Aspilicueta thing is gone for now.
Yeah. On that note, I think we're gonna wrap it up. I think it's a good stopping point here. But just want to thank everyone. Thank you, A1. It's been lovely chatting to you, mate.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Do you want to plug your socials quickly?
Yeah, just at A1ZH4RY on Twitter. That's it.
All right. This is the Ball of a Passion podcast with the two other guys. So CK.
Yeah, I'm pure CKK on Twitter. Yeah, man's chilling and watch United summer. United summer will not be good, man. And Chelsea.
And Z finally.
Yeah, no, honestly, it's actually been one of my favorite podcasts because you know what, just relax, man.
It's nice having a bit of a chill chat, isn't it?
It was good, yeah.
Good analysis.
But yeah, no, I honestly enjoyed it. Again, thanks A1 for coming.
Yeah, really appreciate that.
George, if you're listening to this, whenever you listen to this podcast, you're still with us mentally, so don't worry. Yeah.
You haven't been replaced, man. Don't worry. You're still.
Everyone's a good guest.
He's a good guest. But
no, man. George is top, man. George is top, man. Top, man. I'm not here to replace no one. Yeah.
Well,
just an occasional guest.
It's nice having a more relaxed stream for once, where George isn't piling us with analytical facts time and time again. But it's good to be chatting to you. And my name is Karen at CC_BFP2, and this is the Ball of Passion podcast. Please like, subscribe, and comment. And I hope to see you soon. We might be doing a watch along of the France-Germany game. We'll confirm that on Twitter. But for now, this is goodbye, and see you later.
Bye.